Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's GTA video, we're going to be taking a look at some job listings on Rockstar's website that might actually confirm some GTA 6 details. So if you missed my video the other day, one of the things we looked at was all the things that Rockstar have said about Grand Theft Auto 6 over the years. And believe it or not, guys like Leslie Benzies, Dan Houser, Sam Houser have actually said quite a bit. And one of the things we looked at were some interesting job listings that seem to focus on the next generation of consoles, PlayStation 5 and Xbox One. And a lot of you guys said that I should investigate some other job listings that Rockstar might have in case there's anything interesting. So what's cool about this is literally anyone can access this. It's rockstargames.com/career/openings. And as secretive as Rockstar is when it comes to, making their games and marketing them, and when they decide to release information, when they're dealing with careers and jobs, there's only so much they can be secretive about. Like, they have to advertise what they actually need, and they have to tell people that are looking for those jobs what they're going to be doing. And some of that information can actually reveal some interesting details. So Rockstar Games has a lot of different locations, and you can actually sort by department, and you can also sort by location too. So you can see there's New York City, there's India, there's Toronto, there's Lincoln, New England, San Diego. For this video in particular, we're going to be focusing on Rockstar North, which is the primary developer of games like Grand Theft Auto. Now, one of the big ones that actually stuck out to me and that I found to be the most interesting, surprisingly, is one called Character Costume and Wardrobe Stylist. So the description is Rockstar North is on the lookout for a costume and wardrobe stylist to work in the art team as we continue to create memorable characters to populate our game's world. This is a full-time permanent position based out of Rockstar's unique game development studio in the heart of Edinburgh. So they say what we do. We research, organize, and present visual materials and wardrobe ideas for a breadth of digital characters to service both narrative plot and broader vision for our games. We pay close attention to clothing cut and fit, sewing and pattern construction, and are fully versed in clothing and garment technology. We understand how both sizing and textile materials choices affect both fit and wear on garments and the power of pattern and clothing palette. And we're looking for someone who will be obsessed as we are about getting the details correct. So all in all, there's not a ton that's revealed there other than those are sort of the things that they are looking for. However, things get a little bit more interesting as we go further along. Like, for example, one of the responsibilities. We are looking for someone with a deep appreciation of the history and cultural importance which clothing plays in society, from past eras to modern global street styles and trends. You'll be able to creatively communicate that knowledge and understanding visually and effectively into our process. So I think that right there eliminates anything Rockstar could be doing for a game like Red Dead Redemption, because it's clearly not going to have modern global styles and trends. So I think that narrows it down to what Rockstar might be doing in a game like GTA 6. We'll talk about some other things that I think are interesting here in a little bit, but under qualifications, they also say an expansive knowledge and passion for what's culturally and socially relevant in music, television, internet, and film is very desirable. And under skills, the thing that caught my eye was an obsessive eye for detail and drapery in respects of garments of all types, and an acute awareness of how fabrics and materials age and degrade over time. So all of those things that I mentioned are interesting because they deal with going from the past to the future, being able to understand different eras of fashion and clothing, how they degrade over time. And so number one, as I mentioned earlier, I don't think this has anything to do with Red Dead Redemption 2 or Red Dead Online, because it isn't going to be dealing in modern art styles. However, one of the interesting leaks associated with Grand Theft Auto 6 is that it's going to take place in multiple different eras. There's been reports that it will take place in the 70s, 80s, 90s, and in modern times. And if that's the case, Rockstar is going to have to deal with completely different styles of costume, clothing, and wardrobe. So all other GTA games in the past have, for the most part, all taken place within the same time period, give or take a couple of years. So for the most part, all of the clothing and everything like that has remained the same. However, as I'm sure you guys know, things were incredibly different in respect to clothing and style and society in the 1970s, 80s, and 90s than they are today. And because of that, I think this is a big hint at what Rockstar might have planned up their sleeve here. And on a separate note, it seems like Rockstar is trying to make their immersion to some crazy level, which sounds like a really cool mechanic for GTA 6. And all in all, it makes the multiple era setting leak, rumor, and reports that we've been seeing much more plausible now. Now, as I'm sure you guys might have noticed, nowhere in that job listing did it say, like, you're going to be making clothing and costumes for Grand Theft Auto 6, but I think it's pretty clear that it's not something for Red Dead Redemption 2 and Red Dead Online, so what else could it possibly be for? Some people might bring up Bully 2, but who knows if that is even still being developed. All signs are pointing to Grand Theft Auto 6 being Rockstar's next likely game, so it almost has to be for something like that. Now, just playing devil's advocate here, Rockstar, of course, is a huge company, and who knows what projects they could be working on. So it's likely they're always going to be looking to hire developers or facial artists. I mean, a big company would always want to improve the staff and the developers and the artists that they have on hand. And if we take a look at some of the other roles and positions that Rockstar currently have available, there's a lot. I mean, you have administration assistants under animation, gameplay animator, facial animator, cinematic animator. Under art, you have senior lighting artist, environment terrain artist, junior lighting artist, motion graphic designer, technical artist, UI/UX designer, the character, costume, and wardrobe stylist that we looked at earlier. Now, it's very likely that with the size and the scale of a game like Grand Theft Auto 6, that only one Rockstar studio would not be working on the game. Just like what we saw with Red Dead Redemption 2, and Rockstar even revealed this, that they used all of their studios, especially when it came down to like the last year or so, in order to get everything done. So that includes studios like, Rockstar India, Rockstar Toronto, Leeds, and Lincoln, and New England, San Diego, and London, all coming together to create this title. But that would just be way too many job listings to ultimately look at. Again, I'll leave a link to it in the description if you want to look at all the openings for yourself. And that's not all. Some other job openings offered by Rockstar could reveal some more details about the next GTA game as well. We can even see details about object destruction, climate change, and other cool things. Again, some of the descriptions for the jobs that Rockstar are looking for: one is, we control vast networks of data that drive many large systems. Our technology is used to tie the world together. Weapons create bullet impacts, vehicles kick up dirt and smoke, and leave debris when they crash, and objects get dirty when they fall in the mud. Adding to that, we help to bring extra life to the environment, characters, weapons, vehicles, and more. The visual effects help to immerse the player in a believable world. From using ambient effects for things like insects around the player, rain dripping off of buildings, up to large-scale destruction events like buildings or bridges collapsing. Okay, that's kind of interesting. We work closely with the code team to develop new tech like river flow maps and fog volumes, along with full-on weather systems like roaring blizzards, torrential rains, dust storms that help immerse the players in a believable world. We also work with the design and environment teams to create large-scale environment destruction simulations for objects exploding or collapsing, making sure that the simulation works with the mission design and fits into the gameplay experience. And there's even more listings that provide some details on how the game might work. Like, for example, building artificial intelligence. Their requirements would bring our worlds to life by creating believable behaviors and routines for their inhabitants, navigate across varying terrain types, avoid obstacles efficiently, work on strategies to produce fun and challenging combat encounters. As far as character mechanics go, create blend trees that combine animations, which are driven from both player and AI input, in conjunction with animators, finely tune and polish systems to produce the best combination of realism and responsiveness. And as far as gameplay mechanics go, weapon and damage systems, and create the illusion of densely populated worlds. So does all of that give us a little bit more detail on how Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to work and how Rockstar is planning for it? I think it just might. In fact, sometimes we can even get bits of information from some of the employees that happen to work at these various Rockstar studios. Like, for example, there was this quality assurance tester, his name is Ollie Simmons, who worked at Rockstar Lincoln in the United Kingdom from November 17th to March 2018, so for 5 months. The description was, Rockstar Games offered me a fantastic opportunity of working with a large studio on AAA titles. My role was to work on pre-release builds of L.A. Noire, VR, and other upcoming titles. This gave me an important insight into the production of large video game titles and helped me develop my skills in quality assurance. These included writing bug reports, following instructed testing procedures, setting up the most recent builds, and effectively searching for bugs. So at this time, from November 2017 to March 2018, what would be an upcoming title that he wouldn't be able to list? At the time, Red Dead Redemption 2 had been announced for about a year now. In fact, by that time that he'd working there, Rockstar had even revealed release dates, so he could have easily said that. Other upcoming titles could very easily be something like GTA 6. So long story short, if you've got a couple of minutes, I would recommend checking out the Rockstar Games career listing page because you might find some interesting stuff that could reveal what their ultimate plans are next as far as what they want to work on and how they want the next GTA to actually be like. So I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. Does the information we talked about today excite you? Does it get you hyped for what is likely coming next from Rockstar? Let me know your thoughts, opinions more in the comments down below. I'd love to hear from you guys down there. If you guys did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new, or you want to stay up to date on all the latest GTA and Red Dead Redemption videos that I'm doing here on my channel. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.